Today I'll be hiking the Sheepskin Hollow Preserve. And we're off. And whew, it is a brisk 44 degrees this morning. But the sun is out for a little while, so Barsoom and I are out hitting the trails. I put on my winter coat. He refused to wear his winter coat. We're still training him to wear it. And don't you just love it when you're only moments into your hike and you bump into a stream and a bridge? And check out the engineering of this bridge. Okay, unless you live in some exotic location, this is the best bridge you're going to see all day. Let's cross it, and then I'll turn back and show you the water flowing underneath it. Starting off with a big climb, but maybe you didn't want to start off with a big climb, so I'm going to speed it up for you so you can get to the top much faster than it took us to get to the top. Today I thought I would talk to you about what I'm doing to prepare for my 2025 thru hike in regards to clothing. Before I do that though, I just want to say this trail is extremely well blazed for being a small trail system. I mean, it's only a 2-mile hike today, 3 when I explore all the inner trails, but you won't get lost here. So if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know I already have my big 3. I have the tent, I have the sleep system, and I have my backpack. But there was a journey to getting that backpack, and there's a journey to getting the clothing as well. But wait a second. Hello! I just couldn't pass by without doing that. It's empty. So back to my journey about clothing and my backpack. And that journey was to lose excess body weight so that when I go to purchase clothing, that clothing doesn't have extra fabric, which would increase my overall carry weight. Hold that thought for just a moment because we are at the top of the Blue Trail, which is the waterfall trail. When we finish our loop today, we're going to go up and then down that trail. Now you might be thinking, Moth Mom, how much weight could you possibly need to lose? You're out here hiking almost every day, crossing things like bridges. Bridges are one of my favorite things. But indeed, there was weight to be lost. And despite all this hiking, eating very healthy meals, watching calories and proportions, I always eat healthy. Weight did not come off. But look at the nose on this tree. You know me, switch topic to topic all the time. Imagine the size of tissues he needs. Anyway, I went to see doctors, I went to see nutritionists, I went to see dietitians, I went to see trainers, and no one could figure out why I just wasn't dropping the weight. But eventually, I figured it out on my own. And I'm going to share the 4 things I learned. But first, let's go down through this tunnel. The first thing I learned was our bodies need excess water for the chemical reaction of burning fat. So if you don't have enough water in you, that reaction can't happen, or at least not easily. And to help demonstrate that point, look at where I've brought you, to a large body of water. So number 1 was drink more water. take your body weight, divide it by 2. That's how many fluid ounces you need to drink a day, unless you start to pee clear, in which case you got to reel it back a little bit. Number 2, cut out the olive oil. I don't care if your doctor tells you that it's going to boost your good cholesterol. The best way to bring down your bad cholesterol is to bring down your weight. And olive oil is not your friend. Now let's check out this view. Number 3, swap out those white bleached grains with whole grains instead. And this, of course, includes pasta. I know everyone says, cut your carbs, but I need carbs. I need fuel. It's part of the balance. It was more important for me to get better sourced carbs while I cross this stone wall. Check out this. I'm like on an angle going through here. This is a cool trail. For whatever reason, my body just knew how to use up those bleached grains and not have to dip into any fat stores. But once I switched to whole grains, weight loss was almost immediate. And number 4, while we go down this cool rocky trail, was to throw some interval training into the mix. My body has adapted to long distance endurance hikes of 10, 12 miles, sometimes even 20. But it didn't know what to do with interval training. So as soon as I got the NordiTrack for the cold weather days, went on that incline with the iFit trainers, hiked up some mountains, weight started coming off. And to celebrate that, let's cross this bridge. From the time I started hiking about 5 years ago until now, I have shaken off about 50 pounds of weight, which is amazing. I mean, why pay attention to how many ounces are in every item of my backpack and not pay attention to how many pounds are on my body? It makes no sense, right? Look, we're at the start of the Blue Trail, so we're going to turn this way and go see those waterfalls. The only issue is these leaves are way too slippery. They're like banana peels. So I'm going to come back tomorrow to do this trail without Pup. And now it's tomorrow. It's totally seamless for you, right? Again, more trail markers. They're everywhere. And there's the waterfall. This is a bit of a steep climb, so I'm going to speed it up a little and use my hands. So if you kiss the ground, sorry. I was going to film over the edge of this overlook, but it is really slippery, so nope. I'm just going to continue upstream and then keep veering over to the stream to let you see and hear it. Let's go up a little further and see what we can find. Check out the green on these rocks. It's one of my favorite things. All right, we've reached the top of the trail. We were here before, remember? Now we're going to spin around and go back down. Another trail marker to help us find our way, and some mountain laurel. Check out this birch tree over here. I love the paper bark of a birch tree. It makes me happy. There, that was just for you. Now you can feel like you were here too. And as I step over this fallen tree, I'm gonna close by talking about clothes. Yep, because starting next year, I'm going to begin purchasing and testing out my lightweight hiking clothes. And I promise, after I figure out exactly which items I'm going to be wearing on my thru hike, I'm going to be putting up a very detailed video about those items. Signpost. Because for the record, careful stepping, I am totally aware that most thru hiker videos do not go into enough detail about what worked for them. And I'm not going to do that to you. For example, I'm not going to say, hey, this merino wool shirt is great, without telling you what weight weave that merino wool shirt is. I mean, there is a vast difference between a 175 weight and a 250 weight shirt. So just telling you what fabric the shirt is made of is not enough. And yet, that's all I've been able to find on any of these thru hiker videos about what worked in my hike, merino wool. That's useless information. Now, when we began our hike and crossed over this bridge, I peered over the rail and showed you what lied downstream. Now that we're at the end of our hike, I'm going to show you what lies upstream. Here I am after making my way to the top of the waterfall. And now I'm back down at the bridge looking up at the waterfall. I really hope you enjoyed all those water sounds, and I also really hope you enjoyed this trail. Don't skip the smaller trails. Beauty awaits you. And I promise in 2024 I'll be posting clothing reviews, including specific details about seasonal clothing changes. But for now, the duck car!